All right, let's talk about cavitation. If you ever hear a pump that sounds really rough and gravelly, that could be cavitation. And cavitation is something that if it's going on with your pump, you need to get it figured out, because it can cause damage and it makes the pump very inefficient, and it can even get to the point where it can cause a motor to fail. What cavitation is, there's a meeting point where water will boil, and pressure and temperature are two factors in that. The lower the pressure, the lower the boiling point. So like the boiling point at sea level is 212 degrees, and that's what everybody refers to as where water boils. If you go up to, say, Denver, the water temperature boils at a little bit lower temperature. If you go up to Mount Everest, was at 33,000 feet, water will boil about 160 degrees. So the lower the pressure, the lower temperature will boil. And so what can happen in a pump, since this is vacuum side, since this is all suction side, you're going to have much lower pressure from the eye of the impeller back through the system. The lowest pressure is right here at the center of the impeller. If it becomes too difficult for a pump to pull water, the vacuum pressure will get lower and lower. So if we have restrictions in our plumbing, we have a valve shut off, we have a lot of trash in our pump basket, maybe we have a clogged line, maybe our skimmer baskets are full. If anything that restricts flow on the suction side coming to the pump will cause the pressure to get even lower on the pump, because this pump's going to work as hard as it can, and this pressure right here will get lower and lower and lower, and that will transfer through the suction side of the plumbing. If we get to that point where the vacuum pressure and the temperature cross, water will begin to boil. And this will, you typically will notice it by, you'll see, well, first it sounds very rough. Here, I'm going to play a video of what it sounds like when a pump is cavitating. Okay, a little demonstration of, here we have a 2.7 horsepower E-pump, J&D E-pump, and I got the speed on it about, I don't know, it's about 65% right now. And I'm going to shut this valve off, and we're going to restrict flow, creating cavitation. So I'm having this conversation right above the pump. It's fairly quiet. I can easily have a conversation without raising my voice. But now I'm going to restrict flow. Notice that extra sound and that gravelly noise. That gravelly noise is what I'm referring to, that rough sound. And so basically what we're having is the pump is basically boiling the water because of the negative pressure. And I can just take that restriction away, it goes right back to calm. So that rough sound is little implosions, because what's going on is we've reached or surpassed the point to where water is boiling and gases are being created in the plumbing, in the pump pot, and especially right here at the eye of the impeller, because that's our lowest pressure. So you'll see some bubbles maybe coming from the valves, maybe through the plumbing, maybe some bubbles being created into the pump basket, but this area in here is where the pressure is lower and the water will begin to boil. Now once it leaves the eye of the impeller, and now we said we go from negative pressure to positive pressure right here in these veins, the gases that were created will implode, and that implosion is very violent. It creates little miniature shock waves, and it also creates heat. Those little shock wave heat can cause fatigue on the plastics and metal parts of the pump, and the pump will, it's working much harder, but those little shock waves coming in and transferring through the motor, that's not good for the motor, and it will cause, like I said, it will cause plastic pieces to fatigue and potentially fell on you. If I had an amp probe and I was measuring the electricity that it was taking a pump to run, and I caused cavitation by shutting a valve down and restricting flow, creating a lower pressure to where the pressure and the temperature have their meeting point where the water will boil, we'll start getting the cavitation. And if I had an amp probe where I was measuring the electricity that this motor was using, and then I start making it cavitate, you'll see the amperage pull on this motor go up, and it can go up significantly. And if it's using more amps, that means it's creating more heat, it's working harder, it has much more potential to have catastrophic failure and cause your motor to fail, as well as your shaft seals. Those little shock waves that I was talking about, and that heat, the heat affects plastics more than it does metal. But you see on those shaft seals, there's metal pieces in there. So if we got these little shock waves hitting this metal, it will actually cause the metal to chip away. The old style metal pumps, if those were cavitating, it would they had metal impellers, they had brass impellers, and those impellers would basically just get eaten away to where the vanes were completely gone. So we have the negative pressure going to the eye of the impeller, and then as soon as we go into the vanes, now it's going to a positive pressure. We go back past the boiling point, and those gas bubbles implode and go back to liquid, and that shock wave is what's causing problems. And that shock wave, as well as the heat that those little implosions are causing, can cause problems inside your pump.